later, these very same night and day traverse streets of the original pole. Sooner than later, the shuffle of the tables, side cards I hear rustling as a wood fetid breeze through the near and toward tree. Leave me undecided about which direction to take home. I feel lost everywhere I go, lost to the portents of time's verbal exchange. Lost and found the spiritual wanderings through the one and all-including practice of faith and mercy. I do not understand why people choose the lives they choose. Where did human cruelty come from? And if a man or a woman takes a right-hand turn, why dreaming instead of a left? Does that change the entire course of history?
Is it only because our two earliest procreates ate an apple in an ancient garden their creator had forbidden them, so that much pain and suffering coexist with heights and depths of the ecstatic joy, as skull and crossbones father elsewhere through time and space, then you or I ever have to decide or enumerate each store I pass, and the passing hours vomit and spit their linear, non-linear, eclipsing whatever dialogues were in his manuscripts was evident as well to any reader of his literary explorations, intimating a fever-pitched passage of introspect tempting prose, that his allusions to monotheistic spiritualism elucidated a seeming of shelter within the storm. Sooner or later, this very same night, or just right there. Oh my. Spring and summer had just passed him by, leaving that auctioneer in his 20th year, following the same life, long habits he had always up until then practiced religiously. Less is not always more was just one of his favorites and self-penned proverbs taken from elsewhere. He never quite understood why most people referred to him as the auctioneer, seeming to avoid engaging him in deeper dialogues than they did. But then again, the coyote is not always ugly. Then again, coyote is not always ugly. But then again, coyote is not always ugly. Just as amazing physical beauties can hide inside a profound ugliness camouflaged by charm. Ooh. Lord. Proverbs, analogies, and parables also sometimes literal, sometimes so economist with spare amounts of wording revealed the highest irony of what should have been long ago self-evident. The truck and barter have no place among the unified league of human eclectic about his lack of diverse interest. That is itself a prologue of all eclectic taste that made him understand the peoples. I am trying out different styles of writing, as if I were trying on sunglasses at the nearest drugstore. As when check and mate are the game's opening move. Yes, indeed. And might be my creed. Get right down to it. Love one another. Destroy all this horror that's going on. Just change it. They have a world of beauty, love, and peace. We don't need these horrors. We are being manipulated to no end. We are letting them destroy us. We are folding our hands. We are letting them. Why don't we stop? Why don't we take the lead? The people who really have good in them, the people who really want others to succeed and don't use other people for their own sick profits. Why don't we boogie on downtown? Woohoo! Ah, yeah! Why don't we boogie on downtown? Let's all boogie on downtown. Are come to a place where ill-conceived simplicity recreates convolution, where the intravenous guillotine depends much more on the fee you can provide your lawyer I come to a place where not much sense can be made about what motivates and possesses a person's decisions and or actions. And I saw sitting before this word-thirsty keyboard, I slowly pieced together the events and passages of time that walked the years alongside me. Oh my. Help me, Lord, please. I will now throw into this journal on to mix the various story of my life theretofore, fore and aft, and then some ready-made piney wood shades of terse tan the verse, a half mile's measure shy of three musketeering my actualized and undemonized way of home anew with a Jesus my Savior. Now and oftener than not, so tell me that you can't paste lipstick across the nightingale's word-a-day beak without you offer she, her, he, a mere and mighty handful of fresh dug works. In other words, sticks to fame, sticks to flame, and smoke legs crossed, reader of this laboriously unfolding and autobiography on Summerall's wordsmiths dripping, as month mid-afternoon do shave, aftershave do likewise. This swank, certain, unedited and quick, necessarily nutritiously and uninflammatory memoirs here within geoliterally terrained my own Septembering self, and as you your own button-down shirt itself frequently do tell me the tan is verse a half mile's assurance, and the three musketeering my exercise, yet certain unattended yet these metaphor salted and similarly peppered vacationing ruminations on my own idiomatic, unmisanthropic ships ahoy trace of thought, with its various and varied apexes, climaxes, and carrot-sticked, candlesticked idolatries of axiomatic evidences at all costs of such things will more than likely you and true and way to heaven as wider than narrow earth here when she reads her poems under the maple apple tree. I will now throw my wings to the air and say this Lord House prayer. My.
The benefits of Grammarly Premium.
A premium plan with Grammarly
can take your right.
Try it. Well, George Porgy sat on a fence. The twilight was near, the hour was dense, and right was raced the very previous month. Now everybody clapped and everybody clumped. Now George Porgy went downtown. His eyes were blue, his hair was brown. And he said to his lady, "Let's get quiet, shady. Let's have some fun and rock and roll all over. It's jazz, Victrola, October." And a Sultan Swank and a yoo-hoo, and he had his retinue rendezvous. And he pulled his car on the hill, and he sat there just until the lights of the city below the hill was shiny and pretty, all there still. And he opened the door of his car. His wife opened the other side. She looked at him and he said, "Who you are?" He said, "Lady, you are my bride. Let us glide across this glass. Let us sometimes take trains across the underpass. But here and now, there is just thine and thine. There is the pine, there is the oak, there is the blessed sycamore, and we have smoke." And so George Porgy and Medley Smith, they came to the hour of the whippoorwill wisp. Oh, George Porgy, he walked this way, he walked that way, and everybody say there goes George Porgy down the street. And let's clap hands, let's be in the lead. Oh, George Porgy and Medley Rye, they come from the sea, they sail to the sky, and everyone looks as they pass by. George Porgy and pudding pie. Jesus was a Capricorn. He ate organic food. He believed in love and peace, and he never wore no shoes. A funky, bearded, freaky, and a nasty bunch of friends. Some people believe if Jesus came down, well, they'd burn him back up again. I hope you don't mind. I forgot the words, so I had to indulge them. But thank you, Chris. God bless you. See if I can get the words somewhere. And me and Susie Q Blue on our retinue. Oh, we're once down Sullivan Square. We are here, there, and everywhere. At the casino where people play cards, the waitresses are sexy. They have cave lady tats. They wiggle and wiggle all night. Service drinks, and they don't feel like they do not feel embarrassed or anything like that. They are sweet, and they are not being taken advantage of in any way. They are not being lowered in their dignity. It is a casino, and this is not like places like where women's souls are slowly destroyed and everybody just watches. No one lifts a hand to help them. This is a casino where everybody comes to have a good time. So I would suggest that in the places of lower dignity and absolute disgust, where women are used as objects, some of us might gather in groups, and I've said this before, we could save up a month's pay or a week's pay and pay the lowest of the low, the people who use these women, and let them take them to a nice hotel and have them have peaceful days, weeks of just enjoying themselves, eating well and staying calm. For a long week, could you imagine the joy and happiness that would bring to them? And they wouldn't be selling their bodies every hour and humiliating themselves and maybe being hurt. Can you imagine if a bunch of people did that? Got together, all of us, and just did that for them. If they're caught in economic situations of the horrifying slave trade, if we all got together and kind of, because nobody else is gonna, so we have to do it on our own. Go into those disgusting places as customers, but divert the attention and get them safe, even get them across the state and get them a new house or something. And we have to set up a system to do this. There's no more fooling around now. There's no more putting your hat and coat on the door and just going about and having a good day. Everybody has to help the people in the severest, most situations. It's these people, children, women, everybody who is on the street lives lives of total agony. They don't even think they're human. It's disgusting that we, as good people, allow it. If we can't do it with the government's help and stuff like that, where these places are all over the place, why don't we get together, churches and places like that, do it ourselves? No matter what kind of amount of money it takes, because they're going to take the money from us. That's all they're interested in is raping minds, ruining lives, and getting paid for it. These warlords of sickness. So we could do something. Remember that. Always remember that. We are capable of helping them. We're watching and just standing by, seeing it on the news, knowing that it's happening, and we're doing nothing. Most of us. Right at home. It's not some foreign land. It's right at home. It's everywhere. It's in Massachusetts. It's in New York City. It's all over the place. See no evil, hear no evil, think no evil. Especially see no evil. Keep your eyes shut. Right? Is that what you're going to do? Is that what I'm going to do? I'm going to just sit around here and do nothing? I mean, if I could build up a system, get some help, and join a get-together solidarity of people, then we could start doing things. But me alone, I mean, I'm kind of like contradicting myself because I'm not alone. I don't know what I could do. I could give to a tax-deductible charity, and 90% of the money goes to other places. Because I'm not saying that's absolutely true, but you never know. And you never know where that money's going. If you're the one who's spending it, then you know where it's going. And you could be saving millions of lives. Think of that. How you would feel inside, what your feelings would, how your heart would beat, how your soul would feel if you were saving with an organization that or a bunch of people. Let's not call it an organization, but just goodness and kindness. Got all those people together, did this. Save lives for the goodness of doing it. Instead of getting an adrenaline, blood pressure, and heart pulse and blood pressure rise from watching it on TV and getting unconscious enjoyment of it. That's why they put the news on, because your blood pressure and your pulse rises when you see any kind of adventure links with the human natural. Let's stop this. It's our choice. Why do you think they have such high ratings on the news? It's all bad news on the local news with a little bit of good news on PBS thrown in. What do you pay more attention to? What do people pay more attention to on the news? The good news or the bad news? It's the weather, their favorite segment. This doesn't have to be. We could all be different, me included.